Well, welcome back to 45 News Utah Western States Media and Stop the Illness. This is free press, free media. This is it, guys. This is what free press looks like. This is the last hope we have in the fight for information. Just kidding. You can actually get some of the information. You just have to learn to fish through it. Just my opinion. Looks like my suit's a little crooked. That's what I get for wearing my smoking jacket. Until it's like back in the days of Lucille Ball and Ricky Yarnez or whatever. That's the coolest thing about this job. Just telling you, I can be out smoking on the porch. So we're going to go to the next story. And this is why I want to kind of skip around a lot, go to different stories, just to give you guys an idea of what's going on. But my computer likes to click back. So this right here came from Nature. This is posted as of May 11th today. So let's see what the news, nature.com, pardon me. One part of smoking is you get this. Remember the last show I just posted on my marathon tonight on COVID-19. Talked about the waning protection you have from the vaccine and from being in post-infection from coronavirus, whatever strain or variant you got or you had recently. So it's only looking at about 50 days. I'm thinking 50 to 60 days maximum. And 20%, 2 out of 10 people lose their protection. I don't know how much protection you get after that for the remaining 8 people out of 10. Remember, there's only 24 people in that test group that they did. Really shows the ineffectiveness of what's happening as far as organizations getting together and actually going full gangbuster on this stuff. Okay, so per nature.com, coronavirus variants are spreading in India. What scientists know so far. Now, this is a big key. What scientists know so far, which is all subject to change at any time. This is not anything really concrete at all. Which the variants include the B1, B period 1 period 617. So 617. That's the best thing to do. Just say 617. It's B617. Whatever you want to do to make it a little easier. So they said variants including. Now, let's remember that. Variants including. Let's break down their wording. That means that there's multiple variants running through India that they are trying to understand what is happening. Okay. Have been linked to India's surge in infections. Researchers are hurrying to determine how much of a threat they pose. This is why I said in the very beginning of my broadcast that they need to have teams on the ground going berserk. We were talking like the expensive helicopters you see with like no landing gear that comes down when they land. So they're, flying this information back, and you got like military type guys jumping out and they're protecting the scientists. They're like, get this back to the lab now. And then you got like Dustin Hoffman in the lab going, well, that looks bad. We got to get this. That's what we need. That's what needs to be being done. Sorry. Allergies are really catching up. It's evening time. Apparently, allergies get worse. So back to the article. Scientists are working to understand several coronavirus variants now circulating in India, where a ferocious second wave of COVID-19 has devastated the nation and caught authorities unaware. The country recorded nearly 4,000 new infections on May 9th, taking the total to 22 million. Evidence is growing that one variant first detected in India might be more transmittable and slightly better at evading the immune system than existing variants. Animal models also hint that it might be able to cause more severe disease. Okay, might be able to cause severe disease. That's the word soup, the alphabet soup they use. Putting words together to make it look like, well, we just don't really know. When you see that, you're like, well, you can only take what's being said with a grain of salt. You cannot sit back and say this is really something solid. They're just stabbing in the dark because may, possibly, okay? So they said the ferocious second wave, that means it's really kicking the trash out of them. We know that. Anyway, so evidence is growing that the variant first detected went through that, and they said that the second wave and what kind of danger they may pose globally. So they're saying it's basically more transmittable, evades the human immune system, and it's more deadly. cause more severe disease. Yeah. Researchers want to know if these variants and others might be driving the second wave and what kind of dangers they pose globally. Now that's where you're starting to see, okay, it's a variant of concern, but what about the other variants? Well, they're labeling this one, we'll just call it 117, B117, as a global, it's basically a threat. I'd say it's a threat, but it's of concern to the World Health Organization. In just a few weeks, I said 117, 617. B1617 variant has become the dominant strain across India and has spread to about 40 nations, including the United Kingdom, Fiji, and Singapore. The growing problem, 2 weeks ago, it looked as if a multiple variants were behind the series of surges in India. Genomic data indicated that the B117, first identified in the United Kingdom, was dominant in Delhi and the state of Punjab. And the new variant, dubbed B1618, was present in West Bengal. I guess, I don't know where that is. And B1617 was dominant in, I don't know. So they're just saying different sections of India, there's different domination from different variants. Just basically there's just a mess of variants going through different directions, causing more death. I'd like to know which one's more deadly, but they're talking about the first one. I swear it was B1. Let's see. I hate this computer. I click up and it starts clicking back down. It's kind of crazy. Let's see. Yeah, in just a few weeks, B1617 variant has become the dominant strain across India. But we also have B117, United Kingdom, and B1617 was dominant in, whatever. I just can't get into it. Just basically, that's not looking good. Its gain of function is huge. Some say this could indicate the variant is highly transmissible. Its prevalence has increased over other variants in much of India, suggesting that it is better fit over those variants. Yeah. So, it could be more transmissible, but it could possibly be the fact that the human immune system is not picking it up. And that's kind of where that word soup throws you to, where you really don't know if it's transmissibility or if it is just flat out it's just avoiding the human immune system admitted by the World Health Organization that's showing signs of that. So, on Monday, the World Health Organization designated B1617 a variant of concern. We talked about that earlier. So, there's really not much more going to this. Disease-causing potential. Gupta says this research shows that B1617 has an enhanced protein to cause disease, but has cautioned that it's difficult to extrapolate from hamsters to humans. That's a pretty good idea there, I think, Gupta. It says that data on this disease severity in people are needed. So, I'm telling you, just dog hairs. It's that time of night. Sorry. Apologize, coughing. So they're saying they need to do more tests in humans. How long ago should that have been going on? And we knew about this variant, a while ago, a couple months ago. What's the deal with these people? What is the deal? Well, we tested in mice to show this, and we just got to check out. There's like a 250+ million people being infected per day in India. Hello. Oh, geez, these people just are, yeah. So anyway, so this variant from vaccinated individuals typically contain antibodies that can block or neutralize the virus and prevent cells from getting infected. Gupta's team discovered that neutralizing antibodies generated by the vaccinated individuals were about 80% less potent against some of the mutations of B1617. Also, this would not render vaccines ineffective. He says the researchers also found that some healthcare workers in Delhi who had been vaccinated with the, I guess, Covishield, an India version of Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine, had become reinfected, with those cases tied to B1617. Similarly, the German team tested serums for 15 people. I just want to fall over. We just tested 15 people. We just tested lab rats. We're testing. We got this whole group over here, like 12 out of the billion people. We're going to test those, and we're going to. You think that they could put together a bigger test? Just saying. Just saying. Yeah, I think they could put together a much bigger test, and we could get a little better information. But at least someone's trying. At least someone's actually trying to fight this. Okay, so let's go. Similarly, Germans team tested serum 50 people who had previously been infected with SARS-CoV-2 and found that their antibodies neutralized B1617 about 50% less effective than previous circulated strains. So they tested people at 2 shots of the Pfizer vaccine. They found that the antibodies were about 67% less potent against B1617. 2 other small studies also have said the same. So let's get these numbers right for the last show I just posted. So these guys, I was saying it was 20% less effective after 50 to 60 days. What we just seen the last post on Fox News. This one from they named a scientist that did a small study in India, and the Germans that did a test. The Germans, okay, so Gupta and his team discovered neutralizing antibodies generated the vaccine in individuals who were about 80% less potent against some of the mutations of the B1617, although this would not render vaccines ineffective. So it's about 80% less effective. Oh, it's an 80% potency. 80% less potent. So that's not great. That's this Gupta guy's study. And then the Germans tested another small group of people and said that you're only looking about 50% less effective than previous circulating strains. So it's a half as effective against the new strain if you had the virus and just didn't get the shot. And it's 67% less effective if you got the shots, the Pfizer vaccine. So I was just saying after the 50, 60 days that you would end up with you have 2 out of 10 people would pretty much be out of the, sorry man, the dust is just killing me, ladies and gentlemen. But they're saying that 22 out of 10 people would basically lose the ability to fight the virus or have immunity to the virus in any shape or form after 50 to 60 days. That's what the last story said. This says it's 50% less effective. 67% less effective if you got the vaccine against these new strains. So, time period? Anybody? No time period on this. From the time you was infected. So I imagine it's going to go off of the time you took your second Pfizer or Moderna vaccine, you would have 50% less, 67% less effectiveness on it. That's over half. That's just everybody gets this. So 1 out of every 2 shots, actually less than 1 would be effective against the variants, the mutations inside the variant. This is of grave concern. Grave concern. So not only are we having these small studies that are being out with 12 people, this place did 12 people, this place did 12 samples. Their data is not matching up. That's why they need a broader test subject and a lot more of them from different groups, like the Germans, like the other guy, Gupta. I thought it was Sanjay Gupta, but I don't know. I just read his name. Anyway, but these groups are doing small tests with small test subjects, 12 people or so, a dozen people, or 2 dozen people, and they're coming up with these conclusions. It's all over the board, just like they said when they don't know how effective everything's going to be. They're telling us you should not be putting your guard down yet. that doesn't mean go into lockdown mode, because believe me, if this virus, this triple mutation virus, it takes away the effectiveness of the Moderna and the Pfizer vaccine down to 67%, like the Germans just did. Their little teeny, by the way, test subject. Remember that it's just a little teeny test group. If it drops down 67% effectiveness, and if the virus you had, like the other SARS viruses that's running through, the other 10 mutations they're talking about now, or variants, which are multiple mutations inside a variant, how effective is it against those? And they're just picking on the one now that's just ravaging India. They said they need more studies now. They need more studies now, not yesterday, not last week. This should have been done. They shouldn't even be saying that. They should be like, we should have been on this ball, 2 months ago when it first come out. What happened, guys? What'd they do? They dropped the ball? Too much money come up flying out of the U.S. Oh yeah, we're gonna sign this bill. What's this? Oh, this is for road construction. Yeah, this is the heroes bill. This is for you heroes out there. We're gonna get this to you. Okay, this video number 3 on my night of debauchery into COVID-19 and the variant that's coming out of India, or multiple variants, by the way. There is no specific except for the one they're talking about there. They all acknowledge there is multiple variants of concern. Okay, so we got the 2 major big ones out of the way that are in the... Oh, wait, no internet. Holy crapola. Guys, we've lost internet. I wonder why. Yep. Okay, so I got to end this video. I have the World Health Organization loaded, but there is nothing I can do because my internet is down magically. Remember, help support free press, free media, and I am protected under the free press, Second Amendment free press. I that's all I can say. Help support, like, share, subscribe, do everything you can to grow this. I need your help. I need your help to do this. I'm going to continue to do newscasts. I'm going to continue to be a free press organization. I am not going to stop. It is taking a lot of my time, energy, and half of my sanity. But this is what I have a vision to do. 45 News Utah, Western States Media, and I started Stop the Illness, guys, on Facebook before this virus broke out. I thought it was for drug addiction. I was like, you know what? Maybe this is better suited with the illness that's here. We need to kind of, that's a good platform. In case I lose the platforms, I'll have 2 others to go back to. I also have a couple others I'm working on, but I need your help. I know everybody's busy. I completely get that. I completely get that everybody's just got so much going on. So much. But this is the beginning of something good. This is the beginning of protecting free press. Their stories, and I just got talked to by a friend of mine at one of the places I go to in the morning, and I'm looking for that article on Tucker Carlson. I haven't been able to find it. I just can't, for some reason I can't find it. If they threw it away, or they're trying to stop me from looking up certain things, because I've seen it on YouTube. I know something's going on. The views and the hit words I have, the algorithms ain't picking me up. I'm getting literally 17 views. And I understand. I really do. I'm not an expert in this, but hopefully this is something of entertainment for you. Remember, I'm basically an entertainer, because legally you have to do this stuff, this research for yourself. I just give you what I have seen and heard, and what links there is you can look at. CNBC, or MSNBC, and Fox, and just like Nature.com. These articles are up. You can look them up for yourself. But I'm trying to break it down for you to give you a layman's term, a guy, just a guy that's going to try to start a news organization, or has started one, and kind of give that information to you guys as fast as I can, the best I can. It's not like I get to spend my days with 2 people working on my all my material. I have to start, in 10 minutes, and I have hours to prepare, and I get to read the show, and we get funding, and don't have to worry about it. No, I have to live like the rest of everybody else. I have to live, but I have to sacrifice, certain things to be able to do this. So, help support me. This would be great. Financial support would be great. I can put it under, I know I got the Western States Media, and I got 45 News Utah. but technical equipment, a real camera, one of those nice heavy-duty cameras you use for actual filming. I got a couple friends that are willing to jump in. I've talked to you over the last little while, but I know everybody's so busy. So, anyway, help, like, share, support, whatever. I would greatly appreciate it. Till the next video in another probably 20 minutes or so. I got to look for the World Health Organization update. They said on CNBC today said there's going to be a something announcement from the World Health Organization, which was actually Monday. I found out. I didn't find the new one today. So I'll keep digging. I also got to look for should I even bring up Dr. Fauci and his debacle he's in lately. So I got another cup of coffee. Okay, talk to you guys a little bit. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back.